Okay, so I made a huge mistake and messed this flag up. So I had an idea that if I kept this flag completely wet, being that it is fiber reactive dyes, I wouldn't have to steam it. I'm probably right. And it was probably gonna work. However, while the flag was wet, I tried to readjust it on the sheeting and all of the dyes underneath it smeared. So readjusting it was my problem. You didn't get to see that because I didn't realize my phone had died. And so I'm plugged up right now so that I can shoot this. So I'm a little frustrated. Yeah, I'll show it to you, but it is, but that is the nature of this. We work, we try new things, and then we realize what works and what doesn't work. And what I was about to try as a new thing was going to work. My mistake was trying to adjust it. So basically what I did is, while the flag was still on the frame, I pulled the pins out and let the flag drop naturally onto the counter, onto the sheeting that I have. I don't know if you can tell I have the sheeting there or not. It's there. So it dropped naturally and it wasn't wiggling around and it looked fine. And it was kind of hanging off the edge of the counter a little bit. Although it wasn't hanging off the sheeting is tucked under. I think I opened one of my drawers, and when I closed the drawer, it took the sheeting in with it. And I didn't realize that, so I thought I needed to pull the silk back on to the sheeting a little bit more. I shouldn't have moved the silk. The silk was fine. When I took the pins out and it just kind of dropped flat down. It would have been fine. All I would have needed to do is put another piece of sheeting on top of that and then just let it sit for 24 hours. My thought process is we wouldn't have to steam it. So the only reason I've been steaming pieces that are fiber reactive dye is because with fiber reactive dye, if you're not steaming it, it needs to sit for 24 hours or it won't be as vibrant as you would want it to be. It loses some color. So in order for it to keep its vibrancy and not have to steam it, I was gonna do it like this. And so I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, it's not like a super, I'll show it to you. Okay, so when I shifted and moved it forward, you can see the black from this kind of shifted down. I'm not sure where this black came from, unless when I pulled it like the fabric popped and then splattered. Some of the red from where I had just recolored the tongue pulled down here. We see some black came out here, here, and then a pretty good bit kind of right in this general area. But I'm going to move on with my concept. I'm going to wrap this thing up while it's damp and see if my theory works and we don't have to steam it. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to attempt to roll it because I can't leave it on my counter because we do have to have counter space to eat and do whatever life calls for. So I'm going to attempt to roll it. I don't know if I'm in the camera view. It's hard to tell from this angle, but I'm going to attempt to roll it and see if it messes the colors up. Hopefully it doesn't, but I'm gonna attempt to roll it so I can put it in a safe place for 24 hours. Okay, I got it rolled up. Now we just pray that this works out. And you know, it's fun because like I told you, I'm not, I don't know everything. I'm still learning. And it's things like this that I enjoy doing because it's trial and error. We try things and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But yes, I hope it works because if I'm being super, super honest, I don't like steaming silk at all. And I would prefer not to. So yeah, I'm gonna look at this again tomorrow evening and we'll wash it out together. And you know what, quite frankly, let's learn something together, right? Yeah, all right, leave questions and comments below and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now is the time to see what happened after we rolled this up and see if the dyes are gonna stick. It's been about 24 hours. If this works, then this is the perfect way to not have to steam your silks, unless of course you're using acid dyes and then there's no way around it and you will have to steam your silks. But if you're using fiber reactive dye and this works, you won't have to steam your silks, which I'm super excited to see if my plan worked. Obviously there was a little hiccup when I moved the silks and kind of moved the dyes around and shifted some of the colors. Not a huge deal, but yeah, so I'm excited to see if this works. Let's unroll it. Okay, this is a good sign. It's not, well, that's black. So, all right, we're gonna rinse this and pray we have not made a mistake. Okay. Well, it looks like it absorbed all the dye, which is wonderful. Make sure you're rinsing in cold water. Don't pull, if you doubled up your silk to make 2 layers, don't pull it apart yet because the silk is really, really weak when it's wet. And so you want to wait till it is dry before we pull them apart. And then you also do not want to wring your silk to get the water out. We're just going to gently squeeze it. So I'm just sandwiching my hands together and squeezing it. Now I'll get a towel and we'll just pat it dry, pat the excess water out of it, and then we're going to hang it up and let it dry. Okay, so I have the flag on a towel. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not all the way stretched out, you see. So I'm just gonna kind of fold it in on itself. We know that the dies are all out, so we don't have to worry about putting dies in places we don't want it while we fold it over. Sorry, I'm doing this with one hand. And this is really all you need to do. You don't have to squeeze it really hard. We're literally just patting it lightly. Okay, now I am going to hang it over a chair and let it dry naturally. Okay, so it is hanging on a couple chairs. It'll air dry naturally. I am so excited that I'm not having to use the steamer. Looking at it and just kind of critiquing it before we, let me pull the camera back, before we put it on a flat, on a rod. So I noticed as I was painting it, and I may talk about it in the voiceover, I haven't done it yet, but I was having a hard time getting the paint to the edge, and you might not be able to tell right here, to the edge. See how it's kind of got like that white halo around it? And I'm not sure why that is. I didn't have that issue when I did this flag before, unless it is something to do with the fact that I have these two pieces of silk together. So that could very well be why we're seeing that. And I don't see it in all the places. So some of the places I did not have an issue. But then again, so no, this isn't white. This is just where I added some brown on top of yellow. But there's definitely some spots I feel like didn't take the dye very well. Even kind of right in here, but you know, it'll be okay. We can critique it further when it's all dry and we really see what we're working with. Of course, right here is where I drug it. Trying to situate it after I dropped it while it was wet to try this technique. And then up here is super dark, but that's because when I was going in and repainting these black lines, I dropped a huge chunk of black dye right here, and I tried to clean it up as best I could, but it didn't work out too well. And then of course these little spots here came when I moved the flag after putting it on the counter. This little spot here, I think I just colored outside the lines. This came when I moved it, of course, the red. Okay, so I have the flag all finished. It is dry. And so now we can pull the two flags apart. And you literally, it just comes apart like butter. Super easy. Now we have two separate flags. Isn't that awesome? Look. Okay, so at this point you can iron your flags if you want, if you need to. I will say this, because this is not a what's the word I'm looking for? Water soluble, that's the word I'm looking for. Because this is not a water soluble gutta that we've used, you cannot put the iron on top of the lines because it'll cause the iron to stick to the gutta and it will melt it and potentially ruin your flag. So if you're going to iron it, I would suggest putting something over it, like craft paper or butcher paper, or even a very thin piece of cotton like a sheet, not a towel, but something super, super thin. Make sure you've got your wrinkles out before you cover it with your other piece of fabric, if that's what you're gonna do. So yes, overall, I am happy with the way this turned out. There are some things I don't really like about the lettering down on the bottom. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. So if you see on the lettering kind of around the edges, mostly towards the top of the letters, there's some white in the edging. It's not super, super noticeable. It is to me. I don't really like that about it. I don't really like that the ear did not take a lot of the brown that I stuck in there. And there's a reason for that. And I'm gonna cover that in a final video. And in the final video, we're gonna just kind of talk about what we went through in the process, what we could have improved on, how we could have done it better, mistakes I made, errors I made in the flag. And there's really, as I was doing the flag and thinking about it and thinking about some of the mistakes I made, the Lord really gave me a picture of how that is in our own lives and in our own walk with the Lord. And so I really hope that you will watch the final conclusion of this flag so that you can hear the Lord's heart in all of this. So the last step we have to do is put our rods on, our rod pockets. I am actually, am I gonna film that? Let's think. No, I'm not gonna film that. I'm just gonna put the rod pockets on because I have a video that shows you how to make removable rod pockets, and not that the pockets come off the flag, but that you can remove the rod in and out of the flag. So I'm gonna share that video in the link in the description below so that you can go and refer to that if you need to know how to put your rod pockets on. You know, basically you don't have to put a removable rod pocket on it. You can skip that step, which is, you'll understand it when you watch the video, how to skip that step. But yeah, I'm gonna skip that for this series just because there's no sense in refilming something that I've already filmed. If you have any questions or any comments, let me know. And I hope to see you in the final conclusion of this tutorial that we've done. Thanks for walking along with me.